All right, here's a good question. Ask you to solve this. It's got two radicals, so I want to do the whole isolate a radical and then square both sides and then go from there. Now, before we do that though, I want you to just take a look at the question itself. So I take the square root of something, and when you take the square root of something in the real numbers, underneath there has to be a positive answer, positive number. Same thing with whatever's under the square root of this one. I'm going to have to come up with a positive number. So, is there any way I can take a positive number, another positive number, and add 2 and come up with 0? I don't think so. So, in the end, our answer is going to be no solution. But let's, I'll go through the process because it's not bad to learn how to do that, because there might be a question where there is a solution. So first thing I'm going to do is isolate that term. So I'm going to take the other two things and move it to the other side. So it'll be a negative 2 minus the square root of 2x plus 8. Right? If you take each term over to the other side, they become negative. Now let's square both sides. So this side will just be, not root, it'll just be 5x minus 6. And then on this side I have minus 2 minus root 2x plus 8, but it's squared, so there's 2 of those. 2x plus 8. Okay, so I need to FOIL that. So this times this would be a positive 4. This times this will be a positive 2 root 2x plus 8. And then this times this will be another positive 2 root 2x plus 8. And then when you multiply this by itself, it'll become positive, and since they're both the same, root 2x plus 8 times root 2x plus 8, they cancel each other out. You could write it as root 2x plus 8 times by itself is just squared, and the squared cancels that out. So I'll just have a 2x plus 8 there. Is equal to 5x minus 6. Now I want to isolate the radicals. Oh, let's get them together first. So that would be 4 plus 4 root 2x plus 8 plus 2x plus 8 is equal to 5x minus 6. Okay, I want to isolate this, so let's go 5x minus 6. We'll bring this over, it'll be a minus 4. Bring this over, it'll be a minus 2x. Bring this over, it'll be a negative 8. Is equal to 4 root 2x plus 8. Now 5x minus 2x will be 3x. Minus 6 minus 4 is minus 10. Minus 8 would be minus 18. Is equal to 4 times 2x plus 8. This doesn't look very fun. Okay, now I'll take and I'll square both sides. So I'll square this and square this. Now since there's a multiply there, I don't need to FOIL it. I'm just going to square everything that's inside. So this would be a 4, and then the square of a square root cancels. Oh, not a 4, sorry. That's got to be 16, because 4 squared is 16. Times 2x plus 8. And then on the other side, I have 3x minus 18 times 3x minus 18 equals, okay, 9x squared. 3 times 18 is negative 54x, minus another 54x. 18 times 18, 324? Sure, plus 324. I think that's right. Is equal to, distribute this, so it'll be 32x plus 128, I think. Okay, it's a quadratic, so I'll bring everything over to the left. So 9x squared minus 108x, that's those two, let's bring this over. Minus 32x plus 324 minus 128 equals 0. Boy, there's a lot that could go wrong in this question. Okay, let's gather those x's. So it'll be minus 140x, I think. And then this take away this. 324 take away 128. 196, I think. Positive 196 is equal to 0. Now at that point, yeah, I'm not liking that because it's probably trying to factor it, eh? And if I couldn't factor it, then I do have to use the quadratic formula. That'd be a big one. Anyway, that's what you would continue to do going down. But one thing we could do to confirm our original thing is see if there's a solution for that, like an X-intercept. So if I was right, like up above, well, we'll see. Guess we're at a quadratic point here. So that might be an X-intercept. Anyway, but we could go back and check it and see if it actually works. I was going to say if that's a quadratic, maybe it's like this, so there's no solution. But there might be a solution that we would take, and then when we plug it back into the original, it wouldn't work. So let's try that. Let's just try and graph it. Okay. What was my number again? Whoops. All right. 9xy equals 9x squared minus 140x. Oh, and plus 196. There we go. That's right. Okay, so as this is expected, there are X-intercepts. It looks like there's a couple of them. So here's 1.556, and 14. Interesting, it comes bang on 14. Let's try 14 first. That has the biggest chance of being an answer. Interesting. You know, if that works, then maybe I could actually factor this. Because it'd be 14 times 14 is 196, I think. So maybe one of these is 9x and the other is x. That'll be interesting. Let me just check. 9x squared, 9 times 14, 36, 3, I think that's 126x, negative. 14 times x is negative 14x. Yeah, that gives me negative 140, and 14 times 14 is 196. Interesting that factored out. Nice. Is equal to 0. So either 9x minus 14 is 0, or x minus 14 is 0. So x is 14 is an answer, and then x is 14 over 9 is an answer. Okay, so let's just check this one. So back to the original equation, I want to put in a 14 up there. So square root of 5 times 14 minus 6 plus square root of 2 times 14 plus 8 plus 2, is that equal to 0? Okay, 5 times 14 is 70, minus 6 is 64, plus 2 times 14 is 28, plus 8 is 36. Okay, square root of 64 is 8, square root of 36 is 6. Is that a true statement? Not a true statement. Therefore, 14 is not an answer. And if you were to try that one, you're going to get the same thing. So in the question, or in the answer to this, I would say there's no solution. sort of a long-winded explanation. That was sort of nice that that factored. Long-winded explanation, but no solution.